Dear teachers, Ttp staff, or partners of Ttp, welcome once again on Ttp Television News. This is Mukaragi Eric, teacher journalist of Ttp Television, together with Irafasha Emmanuel, trainee representative of all trainees in Rwanda. It's a pleasure to be with you, Mr. Emmanuel. Our focus today is about preparation of schools reopening in this coming month, and we'll be having some interviews of different trainees, and then after that of Dr. Ern, Director of Ttp. Mr. Emmanuel, can you share with us some practices teachers gained from Teacher Training Program that they will use at the opening of school this coming month, especially indoor and outdoor classroom?
Thank you, Eric Mukarage. Hello, everybody. I guess we're doing great. Eric, school closure have clear negative impact on child health, education and development, family income, and the overall economy. Eric, during this corona outbreak, Ttp provided us online trainings, including pedagogical training, where we access the lab e-learning platform and following panel conversations of Ttp director and narratives from Ghana and South Africa, where schools already reopened. The panel intended to help policymakers and educators with making decisions on running schools as safely as possible during the COVID-19 pandemic. So we are going to discuss how we apply knowledge gained from Ttp training, especially in pedagogical trainings at school when schools will be reopened. Eric, we have district coordinator called David from Rusizi district talking about key learning points from pedagogical training. David, what are the key learning points from pedagogical training for you as a teacher as you prepare to go back to school? Welcome, Teacher David, District Coordinator.
Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel, to ask me this very good question. This may help me to pull in all trainings that I had in COVID-19 break related to pedagogy for better teaching and learning. As a teacher, I cannot go far from the experience that I got from my colleague teachers of South Africa, Ghana, and Cameroon are in service. Allow me to share with you my key learning points from pedagogical trainings that I have to put in place if I am to go back at school for teaching. I will be able to introduce the technology in my teaching and learning processes to try better practice social distancing in my class. Training also helped me to know that it is possible to teach in difficult ways and be able to help my learners learning effectively. I have been trained all strategical ways to empower my students to be active learners, such that can also help themselves at home in their families. I have to pull in parents involved in my teaching and learning processes. This has to play a great important role that a performance of my students may not be affected. I will have also to multiply the means of individual presentations in classroom. I will also have to multiply the means of math and sciences studies in families more than at school. I will also have to highlight several educational resources to try helping parents and students have good resources of information of the courses to help in. So those are some of my key learning points from pedagogical trainings as me, a teacher, to go back in teaching if I am preparing to go to teach in these coming days. Thank you very much. There are several key learning points, but those are some of my key learning points to put in place if I am to go back to school for better teaching and learning processes. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank you very much. And it is a pleasure for me to have you asking me this very good question. It also have to help me think and remain thinking about my educational career and my professional career. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Teacher David, for these constructive points. At school, apart from maintaining physical distance at least 1 meter apart, wearing of masks and frequent hand hygiene, as teachers, it's better to introduce technology in our teaching more than we did before COVID-19. Helping also runners to run on their own, especially at home, will be our main focus, as well as involving parents in teaching and learning process. So Eric, knowledge gained from pedagogical training will be the continuity of education for children for their overall well-being, health, and safety. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. Dear our followers, let us now welcoming one of trainees from Kalonji district to share with us how she will apply skills gained from pedagogical trainings when the school will be opened. Teacher Scholastic, as you were trained in different trainings provided by AIMS-TTP, such as pedagogical trainings, what are some of practice might be changed in terms of teacher-to-teacher interaction or students-to-student interaction when wearing face with mask and social distancing? Welcome, Teacher Scholastic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eric, for hosting me on AIMS-TTP television. I am Opishaka Scholastic from Kalonji district, Mubuga sector, a teacher of mathematics and computer science at Jessigataka School. As a teacher who trained in different trainings by AIMS-TTP, there are some practices that might be changed in terms of teacher-to-teacher interaction or student-to-student interaction when wearing face mask and social distancing when school open. Firstly, the way of using group discussion must be avoided in order to prevent the spreading of COVID-19. The other is about the sitting arrangement or about the placement. For example, if before this coronavirus or this pandemic, if the class they use 40 desks, at this time when school opening, you can use only 20 desks. By pressing that desk, by respecting social distancing, that means that the sitting arrangement must be changed. The other is about the using shared document. Those shared documents include dictionaries, computers, microscope, and so on. If learners want to use dictionaries, they must use hand sanitizer before using that dictionary, and then they can use before hand sanitizer, and then they use that dictionary. Or for example, if the learner are entering in any computer lab, all learner must use hand sanitizer in order to prevent a COVID-19. Also, the teachers may apply this. They can use hand sanitizer during the using the shared documents, like a scheme of work and so on. Also, the runner before entering the class must be washing their hands. That means that the school must provide the different hand washing facilities because every runner or every teacher who can enter in the class can wash their hand before entering the class by also respecting the social distancing. Also, some runners may come to run in period. Some runner may come at the morning, the other come at the afternoon in order to avoid a prolonged interaction. That means that we can making the groups, some students who attend class at the morning and the other who may attend at the afternoon in order to avoid the prolonged interaction by preventing the spreading of COVID-19. Let me stop there. Thank you very much, Eric. Let me sing a signature song. Mawe karambe, mawe ngongoni, ngangahuraho, mawe karambe. Thank you very much. I am Ttp Television.
Thank you, Scholastic. Now let us listen a message from Director of Ttp, Dr. Erin Menya Otieno, talking about teaching methodologies teachers will apply when school will reopen. Doctor, as you know, learning better mathematics and sciences is learning by doing through indoor and outdoor activities like group works. It means peer interaction is high need. So from this, the number of girls and boys pursuing mathematics and sciences increases. Now, we know that the best way to stop the spread of COVID-19 is social distancing at least 1 meter apart. So, as AIMS, you provide different training, online trainings to teachers during this COVID-19 holiday. What new practices teachers should use in the teaching and learning process to keep increasing the number of girls and boys pursuing mathematics and sciences? Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Eric Mukarage. Another special day of participating in your conversations on the platform that you've so created for us, the AIMS Ttp TV. As we go back to school, or as we consider going back to school, indeed, we are going to go back into a new space for learning. We know that through the CBC, one of the things that we have been promoting is students' interaction, being part of the thinking process and communicating their ideas. And we generally do that through group work. That might not be possible at this time. So I think one of the things that is going to be very, very important, and we will be discovering this as we go by, is that the teacher has to improve their art of questioning, so that the teachers can ask questions that can allow the students to think, and the students can contribute what they think of that from where they're sitting. And then instead of saying yes or no, you should be able, for example, to ask other students, what do you think of this? Or ask further questions, why are you proposing that? Or ask other people to say, how else could we do it? Who else has a different way of doing this apart from what the other person has suggested? So instead of having the students in small groups, we will need to look at the the class as one big group, and then you as the teacher or our teachers will have to improve their art of questioning so that we don't just get an answer and say good, very good. We need to bring the other students to reflect on that answer that the other student has said, or ask that student who has said it to try and explain why they're saying what they're saying. So by doing that, we will facilitate conversation within the classroom instead of the conversation happening in the small groups. So the one big thing that we're going to work on, one of them, is training our teachers on the art of questioning, so that through those conversations, we can bring out the different thinking and still allow the students to participate and collaborate in the process of learning. That's just one of the ideas. We will be discussing the other ideas maybe in another TV session or in the training sessions that are coming up. Thank you very much. And our viewers, our teachers, once again, thank you for continuing to want to learn, because we have to continue learning and unlearning.
Thank you, Dr. Erin. Thank you, our followers. Thank you, our today guest. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. And great thanks to our TV technician, Kalangwa Innocent. Take care of yourself. Dear friends, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.